Congratulations, handsome. You've successfully advanced to the final round of the All-Nighter Champion. When it's late at night and you're still awake, why not watch an immersive episode of Blizzard Audio Recording Building? Here's a blessing for it. Watching this will surely make you drift off to sleep. I'm guessing your phone battery is around 30% right now. And the left foot is placed directly on top of the right foot. Quickly leave your recent comment on the right. Collected emoticons. Let's quietly appreciate it together. This episode features a fantastic stress-relieving process. Freljord in early winter. Surrounded by fog, Xiao Wei heard that the blizzards in this area were spectacular. So they braved the drizzle and came to this deep mountain, planning to find a venue to experience snow camping. There appears to be an abandoned food stall on the distant mountaintop. It can serve as a camping shelter today. Xiao Wei decided to head towards the highest point. After hiking through Kunqi, finally, we arrived at the mysterious food. After confirming the internal space dimensions, Xiao Wei went up to the rooftop to conduct an inspection. Several leaks were found. The area around Shinga was covered with thick, thin stone slabs. These leak problems can be easily solved. To prevent the following snow, the flowers fell inside the shelter. Xiao Wei took a rainproof cloth out of his backpack. Cover the food with a waterproof cloth. Just then, the cold wind blew and gathered the fog. The entire mountain was shrouded in mist. Xiao Wei placed stones on top of the tarpaulin. To prevent the cold wind from blowing the tarpaulin away, some redundant parts, Xiao Wei chose to use a knife to trim it off. The admonitions that were still exposed. In this way, the ceiling problem of food shelters has been well resolved, determined to survive safely in a land of hunger and cold. The necessary insulation layer is naturally indispensable. Little tail flitted back and forth around. Cover the roof with the collected sand. Because of the rain cover, soil will naturally not fall into the room. At this time, snow began to fall. Rainwater mixed with snowflakes fell together. Xiao Wei quickly put on the raincoat to prevent rain from getting your clothes wet. Then we went to the edge of the cliff and filled a pot with water. Cold temperature. I need a pot of hot water to warm myself up. The snowflakes arrived suddenly. Xiao Wei hadn't even had a chance to light the fire yet. Fortunately, there were a few dry sticks nearby. Collect them to use as firewood tonight. The snowflakes were falling harder and harder. The temperature also dropped sharply. Xiao Wei's desire to start a fire grew even stronger. Fortunately, the shelter provides protection from wind and snow. Simply return to the shelter. This will protect you from blizzards. After the fire was lit, the temperature inside the shelter began to rise. Take the opportunity to place the kettle next to the fireplace. Snowflakes fall on withered grass, as if wearing a layer of silver. Due to rising temperatures above the shelter roof, water vapor begins to appear. In order to keep the temperature long, staying inside the shelter for a long time, the tail was removed and a transparent rainproof cloth was taken out. Seal the windows. Cold outdoor, in stark contrast to the warm interior, as darkness began to fall. He was also a little hungry. Xiao Wei borrowed a few useless branches from the big tree. He planned to use this simple piece of wood, prepare a delicious meal for yourself. At this point, it was already difficult to see clearly inside. Clever Xiao Wei chose to use the most original. The initial fire was used for lighting. Cut the meat into pieces. Sprinkle with some salt and seasonings to marinate. Looking at the shelter, the snow was falling heavily. But he could hide in the shelter and grill some meat skewers. The roaring charcoal fire grilled the meat skewers until they sizzled. During the break from grilling the meat, Xiaowei can go outside to enjoy the snow scene. And he chose, the chosen mountaintop is the best viewing platform. The distant scenery can be fully appreciated, although there is no snow accumulation on the ground yet. However, the mountainside was already covered in snow. Looking at the sizzling fire inside the fireplace, Tom and sizzling oily meat skewers grilled over a fire. My chill seemed to vanish instantly. Xiaowei enjoyed the scenery while eating his barbecue. The current situation is exactly what he longed for, snow camping. As night deepened, Xiaowei arrived at the shelter early to rest. It snowed all night. Xiaowei was startled by the blizzard when he woke up in the morning. The entire valley was buried by a blizzard. The heavy snow continued to fall. Xiaowei packed up his gear and prepared to head down the mountain. Despite my great love for snow camping, but such a huge blizzard, I'm a little out of control. In the wild, never put yourself in a dangerous situation. So Xiaowei had no choice but to give up the experience and go home. Still, doom scrolling, you found me. I thought this channel was a ghost town. Let me guess. Your phone's at 66% battery. And your right foot's crossed over your left. If you're real, make some noise. The comment section is right there. Let me know the algorithm hasn't eaten me yet. Okay, enough existential dread. Time for our weird bedtime story. So, Ma Chao was weekend level bored. His fix, build a fort on a frozen mountain. 2, find himself. Picture this, snow everywhere. An air that bites you back. He hopped over an icy stream and found himself a big ore rock, which was basically a starter home. With a little rustic modification, it'd make a perfect front wall. The rock was dripping ice daggers, a sure sign it was stupidly cold. So, no time for chillin', literally. He furiously shoveled out a flattish spot, creating a cozy little don't die zone. A man has needs, after all. Next, he grabbed a saw. Time to turn some innocent trees into walls. The forest was basically a free Home Depot, and these trees were on the clearance rack. He hauls the tree chunks back to base. Time to measure from hole to ceiling. This log needs to be a perfectly upright pillar, so the roof doesn't squish him. As for the gaps, he just stuffs them with wood chips. The man's a perfectionist. What can you do? Then he does it all again, making a whole family of pillars. He's making sure that even in a mudslide, this place isn't going anywhere. All these load-bearing pillars are great at distributing weight. Next, he measures the space between his new friends. He's planning a log wall. Shocking. Looks like he's moving in for good. By the way, each of these logs weighs a ton. Even back when he was chasing warlords for a living, this still would have been a heck of a workout. Okay, deep breath. Ma Chao gets a grip and starts moving the logs. Playing the world's heaviest game of gang, he locks them in place with some DIY pegs. After a tremendous amount of grunting, a log wall finally appears. What's next? You guessed it, another log. This one's going to be a bed. Ouch. His very own logopedic. 2 big logs for the sides, and little sticks for the box spring. This keeps his butt off the wet ground, and adds that certain rustic luxury. With the frame assembled, Ma Chao performs a rigorous comfort test. Verdict: needs a chiropractor, but he's weirdly proud of it. Time for an upgrade. Phase 2, the mattress. He grabs a pile of porcupine branches, spreads them out evenly, and calls it a pillow top. Bonus feature, a coat hook. Comfort test, take 2. Success, it's slightly less awful now. Suddenly, a wild chill appears. Urgent mission, make fire. He grabs the construction leftovers and makes them smaller leftovers. A few sparks later, voila. The baby fire starts to grow up. Smoke fills the room as intended. And just like that, it's a cozy sauna. He fetches some designer spring water and plops the kettle on the fire. Out come the pots and pans. He's brewing a little something. Time to get toasty. Instant gratification protocol. Activate. Just add fancy mountain water. He sips civilization from his plank bed. Delightful. The sun is clocking out for the day. Time to feed the fire beast. And fire up the OL family lamp. Then he crashes on his luxury Simmons bed. Nature's alarm clock, a face full of wind. His dream was just getting good, too. A grumpy wardrobe adjustment. He slides to the middle of the sink, hats off, to reveal a glorious mane. An ice water facial. Yep, he's awake now. Followed by some impromptu ice dancing. Back at the fort, an epiphany strikes. If he wants to stop being a human popsicle, this hovel needs an upgrade. He eyes the drafty front section. Solution, more wall. That should show the wind who's boss. Ever the perfectionist. He actually uses a tape measure. The logs fit like a woody glove. Secured with artisanal pegs. Now his luxury suite is a dungeon. So he cuts a square hole in the wall. Voila, a window. This solves the lighting issue and gives the place some ventilation. Using tiny rocks, he plugs the last of the wall holes. This ensures he can sleep at night. Without becoming a human popsicle. Next, Ma Chao scrapes wet moss off a rock. It's Mother Nature's cork. This magical moss expands when wet, which is bad news for drafts. It also fills gaps from wood shrinkage and other pesky cracks. No corner is safe from the moss. It has a zero-tolerance policy on wind. The shelter is almost perfect. It just needs a door. Ma Chao grabs a bunch of sticks and chops them all to the same length. He arranges them into a door. For Ma Chao, this is just another Tuesday. He pops the new door in the doorway and secures it with another stick. Behold, a door-like object is born. He admires his handsome masterpiece. Almost forgot, more moss for the door gaps. Finally, Ma Chao makes a high-tech window that opens and closes. The man cave is officially complete. He puts his cute little iron stove by the window. Smoke drifts out the window, which is great for, not dying. Ma Chao has a torch. Spoiler alert, it gets brighter. Time to lay low. Very, very brightly.